Hi, Bethany.
Hello, Catherine.
How are you today?
I am doing really good.
Yeah.
Yes,
How's your day today?
I'm very much enjoying not having classes.
Oh, yeah. I woke up at 12 today.
Oh, I've actually been waking up early.
I love that.
Not really fun, but
Early for what, work?
no.
Oh, just up.
Get my time with Jesus
Oh,
to
yeah.
pack.
Oh.
And then I work from like 2 to 6. So I try to get everything done in the mornings.
Mhm.
And when I come back, I can just chill. So
Yeah.
I've been doing really good. It's been great being on campus and being in the same environment and atmosphere with my friends,
Yeah.
but not having classes.
Yeah.
Been fantastic.
But I love how you say, like, you're waking up, like, early. That's such a, like, an adult thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very much the right after school's done, I'm like, everything just breaks loose. I'm, like, sleeping in. I'm not looking. I'm just, like, I'm probably binging a show. I'm, like, calling people randomly. I'm like, hey, guys, I have nothing to do.
That was me. That was me winter break, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I was thinking about it today because I remember praying and telling God, like, God, I want to be a morning person. And I was not. Let me tell you, I could sleep in all day. But I prayed multiple times, so it didn't happen overnight. But I remember distinctively praying, God, I want to be a morning person. I don't want to wake up exhausted. I don't want to sleep in all day. But I also want to wake up and, like, be ready for the day, not just like a zombie. And I feel like he's slowly helping me do that. I've been getting up early, and I don't feel like I'm dying. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, like, I'm a morning person. Like, I'll be up like at 7 a.m. and I'm chilling. I have all the energy. I just don't have anything to do. So, like, after devotion, I'm like,
yeah, I just
go back to
sleep. The only reason I feel like I haven't had 2 seconds to sit down, but it's because I've been packing all week.
Oh. I'm surprised you haven't finished packing, because you're usually, like, on top of stuff.
Well, I am, but I have a lot of stuff. That's taking me a lot of time.
When did you start packing? If you say this weekend,
no, Monday.
Gone. Monday?
Yeah.
Bethany.
Well, because I was possibly gonna stay longer because I'm working. I am working. And I was gonna stay longer, but then I ended up just being like, wow, this might as well go home.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, and then before I go to Alaska. So they said that I could.
Okay, that's good. Well, I'm not using your packing time limit or time span as like a baseline, but this is about balancing life and being organized. And
I feel so called out right now. Oh no, I covered my mic.
No, you're good. Not using that as a baseline. I know the people here are so disorganized. You not being one of them, usually. You know? And the common phrase that's always used is, oh, I'm cooked. Especially during finals week. They're like, chat, I'm so cooked.
I have a video of Kaylee saying that.
Word to Pastor Loaf, isn't that real?
I'm cooked, chat.
Insert clip here.
But, like, I know, and usually, like, you, like, organized. Yeah. I was organized last semester, this semester.
Oh, it's okay. We all have our moments.
You don't. That's the thing.
I do, Catherine.
And I'm so happy that you're, like, indulging me right now. I feel so validated. You feel so validated. Thank you so much. Oh my god. But, like, I really want to know, like, how do you do it? That's it.
You're, like, putting me up on a pedestal right now, and I feel like I'm like this big.
But then you're this big, I'm this big.
No.
In terms of organizational skills.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. I don't know if you want to put this in or not. We can. I have never been diagnosed with ADHD or OCD, but I'm almost positive that I have a cross between ADHD and OCD.
Okay, self-diagnosis.
Yes, self-diagnosis thanks to Dr. Google.
Yeah.
So because of that, I feel like I have no other option but to be organized, because if I'm not organized and if I don't get things done on a certain timeline or in a certain way, I will lose my mind. Like, I will go crazy. Okay. I will crash out. Like, I will.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I've always been very, like, like OCD organized, where like I have to have things in a certain way, and like I have to have my room like spick and span, and like things on my shelf in a certain way. Like if a friend comes over and they move it, I will move it back.
Okay.
So I feel like that has played into my organizational skills academically.
Okay.
But I promise you, I was not always like this. When I was younger, I was in a community college. I procrastinated like you would not believe. Like my mom was always like, Bethany, you have to do your homework. I was in college. My mom was telling me to do my homework. Okay.
Okay.
So I have not always been like this. I genuinely don't even know how it changed or when it changed. I was actually worried when I came to CLC. I was like, I don't want to be that procrastinator. Okay, one thing about me, I hate school. I love CLC with my whole entire heart, but I am not a school person. Yeah. I am not a school person. And I hadn't been in college for a couple years, or more than a couple years, when I decided to come here. So I was like, Mom, like, what am I gonna do? I hate school. Like, I'm gonna fail. And I think it was the Lord, because I mean, I prayed a whole lot about it, and I have been very on top of my assignments. Let's pray that I'm not jinxing this. Lord, please let me stay on top of my assignments.
He's gonna honor you.
But I can't even necessarily give a specific like, oh, it's because of this or this changed, and then that's why I'm this way. Like
it's just a mindset thing,
and it's definitely a mindset thing. It really is.
Because I know, like for me, because I came here straight out of university.
Okay.
So I was still on that wavelength, and I know I'm not going to say Bible college is easy, because I've gotten that it's not easy.
No, it's
because you compare school, and then you have school but with the spiritual aspect of it. You're going to a lot of services. There's a lot of conferences, and you're here to be a disciple of God.
Yeah.
I remember which sermon I heard that from. But you're here to do all of these things, and then you're expected to get A's on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So normally for secular college, you're just getting A's.
Yeah.
Now you have A's plus God.
Yeah.
And that walk is not easy. That walk is hard.
Yeah, it is.
And so when I came here, the only thing that was good for me is that it's a little more lenient than secular college. I know that for a fact. So when I was here, I would get so nervous about like deadlines.
Yeah.
I still do. Now I've probably slacked up a little bit, but I'm like you, but just on I will crash out. I won't stress, but after the fact, I'll crash out like a mini crash out. But then the bad thing about me is if it passed the deadline, it doesn't exist in my mind.
Oh, okay.
It's horrible, which is why I don't miss deadlines.
Yes.
So it works in my favor, kind of, but I'm really, for the only reason we don't get like extensions. We did if an earthquake happened or something.
If there's a pandemic.
Yeah. Not even. They did not care. And like you have to like put it in. So when I would see deadlines, I'm like putting in like probably a week or two before, even like at least the day of.
Oh yeah.
Like you would never pass that due date.
Yeah.
So when I would hear people like doing finals week last semester, they're like, oh, I have 70 assignments. I was like,
oh, I would lose my mind.
I was like, because I know myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get it done.
No.
Because it's gone.
Yeah.
That was due like 2 months ago. I'm like, I don't need to do that right now.
Nah.
So this semester, I know for a fact, I remember what made me like really thank you for this is because one class in English, Sister Roy was like, oh yeah, I know some of y'all finished the assignment, and she turned to you. And it was hard, like month after. Was I serious? I don't think you finished it, but she turned to you. It's like she expected you. I was like, wow. I was like, this was due in May. Was it done? I found that so funny. So I was like, that's funny. Okay, so I know it's a mindset thing, but is there like any like, do you set alarms for these assignments? Do you set like time apart in your day to finish assignments before they're due, or how long before do you do these assignments?
I don't set alarms, but I definitely always have it in the back of my head of like, okay, like I'm constantly checking Canvas. I'm like, when is this due? When is that due? And I will look in advance, like, okay, in 2 weeks from now, I have an essay coming up, and I know that there's an event happening that weekend, and I'm not going to be able to get it done, so I need to get it done this week. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of person that if I'm going to start an essay, I want to like sit down and knock it out. Like, I don't want to have it hanging over my head. I don't want to have to do it like in 3 different sessions throughout the week. I mean, there's times that'll happen. Let's be real. Like, we're so busy. I can't just always sit down and knock it out.
Yeah.
But I'll try to, honestly, I take up a lot of Saturdays to like do essays or get homework done. And like I said, I'll always think in advance of like, okay, I know that's happening that weekend, or I'm going to be busy, or I'm going to want to hang out with this person. So I need to, like, I will think, okay, which day of the week can I fit this essay into?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm always looking at when things are due, and I just try to plan off of that, because I cannot stand when I have things hanging over my head.
Yeah.
Like if we go to class, an assignment is announced, like, okay, you have to get this done by next week, like, I'm gonna do it as soon as I can, because it will drive me nuts if it's hanging over my head.
Oh, but I get that. I don't know. I've tried, because I'm like an alarm setter. Like, if I have an assignment due, I'll set an alarm. Maybe like I'll try to do it, but if I know I won't get it done, I'll like set an alarm like probably 5 days before it's due. Okay. I'm like, Catherine, check Canvas, and I'm like looking. I'm like scrolling. Like, okay, I have these things due, and I have a to-do list on my phone, like on my home screen, of everything like I have to do that week. Just due next week. Mm-hmm. So that's my way of, because I'll like forget. Because sometimes I don't really check it. I check Canvas in terms of like the grades. I'm very God, don't humble me in terms of this, but I'm very obsessed with my grades.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, if I see my grade drop below like an A.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
lose
like,
my mind.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I got an A- and I was like freaking out. I was like,
yep.
I was like, okay. But like, I don't know why. And then like I get like, what started it was when last semester during, I think, speech class, I had a speech class for hermeneutics. I got like extra credit for a grade.
Oh yeah.
And I got 100 and something.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, this can happen? I was like, this can happen? And I was like doing this so quickly. I was like, I was like, wow. I was like, God, you're so good.
So funny.
And this was feeding me so much.
Oh no.
Like, it's, oh my gosh. Because I get like really fixated on certain things.
Yeah.
And no matter what, but that semester it was definitely getting more than 100.
That's
because when I realized I could do that, I exploited it. I got it in speech class. I got it, for piano. I got it. It dropped after that, but I got it initially.
Piano's hard,
but like it is, and I'm gonna talk about majors in a second.
Oh no,
my goodness! But like when I realized I could do all that, I was like, oh, so I'm gonna get like 200% for this course. Is what you're saying? No, I didn't get that. No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought you were being serious. I was like, where's my 200%?
So I'm gonna find out. I don't think any courses. I don't think so. I don't know. But my most important things, I know people come to Bible college for, well, Christ. Like to work on your spiritual life. I would hope so. To work on your spiritual life. Ooh, different episode. I'll come back for that one. That's the remodeling. Yeah, that's when we have everything like locked down. Yeah, for sure. But like I know people are supposed to come to Bible college for Christ and to improve on that relationship. But like, how do you balance? And that's something daily I'm like I force myself into this habit, just to not fall out of it, of like making sure I make time for, because I know how even like when on my off days, like right now on holiday, it's so easy to just like just sleep in or just binge a show and just forget like, oh, I'll do this tomorrow. Oh, I'll put in like a 5 minutes. But to like really intentionally make time for God, how do you do that?
I mean, I feel like it all boils down to your priorities. And if you came here with the intention to make Jesus the center of your life and to keep God first, then you have to make him your priority or it will not happen. It's so easy. Like you said, when you're on vacation or on break, it's so easy to fall into, oh, I'll pray later. I stayed up late. I want to sleep in. Like, God understands. But if your priorities are right, then you will rearrange your schedule to make time for God.
Yeah.
And one prayer that I always pray is God, help me not to be so consumed with life that I have to make time for you, but help me to be so consumed with you that I have to make time for other things. So, you know, if you have to get up early in the morning, if you know that you have other things going on in your day, then get up earlier to pray.
Yeah.
Or if you have to stay up later at night, if you didn't get a chance to pray in the morning or read the word or whatever, then stay up that extra few minutes. Well, hopefully it's more than a few minutes, but stay up that extra time at night to fit it in. But I feel like it truly all boils down to what your priorities are, because if your priorities are God first, then you're going to put God first, and you're not going to let other things consume your life, even though it's easy. It's extremely easy to let other things take over, but you just have to make up your mind. Again, it's like being organized. It's a mindset. Like you have to just have in your mind every day when you wake up, God is going to be first. And if I have to say no to friends, then I'm going to have to say no to friends. If I'm going to have to push my other schedule back a little bit so I can go to the chapel to pray, then that's what I'm going to do. And I know being at a Bible college, it is so busy. Like, people do not understand how busy it is here. And yes, it's not as like strict or like hard, I guess, as a real college, but we're so busy that I feel like it's like more hard.
It is hard.
It's just more time consuming because there's so many things going on. So finding that time, it can be hard sometimes, but you just got to make it happen. Like you've got to learn how to change your mindset and your perspective and your priorities, like I said.
And I think it's harder like during the break than it is during school, because actually, maybe not. That's like a question of throwing you or not right now though. But I know that during school we have all the services that we go to during the week, and it's so easy with all those services going on. Then you have school, then you have association stuff, and then you have all a bunch of stuff you have to do, practice and study and everything. To forget to like do things like personal relationship with God, because you're like, oh, I went to service, and it's so like you're not like innately doing anything bad, but you're just not doing anything at all. You're just like really stagnant. And I know that's something, I think it happened to me like probably like a week, and then I sat there and I was like, did I pray like one-on-one? I was like, I know I went to chapel, I know I went to Lifeline, I know it's student body prayer, I know I went to like class 5 a.m. I know I did certain things, but did I like actually sit like by myself and be like, hey God, what's up? And I know it's so easy because we get up, we have to go to class at 7 a.m. and which means you have to get up at 6 o'clock, which means you have to pray to get up at 5 o'clock. And so when you realize all of that, you're pushing, especially like on a Wednesday when the whole day is full till like
Wednesdays
10 p.m.
were my least favorite days.
7 to 10 p.m. we are completely booked. Literally. Especially if you work. It's I was like, the worst. How on earth? And it's so easy to forget, and you definitely hit the nail on the head. Intentionality and having that mindset to be like, I'm going to make time for God. But also on the flip side, we also have to make time for ourselves, not to be selfish. And I really want to know, like, how do you prioritize you? Like the same way you prioritize God, how do you do that for yourself?
Well, I'm going to go off what I know you were talking about. Well, the thing about me is that I am a very big introvert. And so I don't feel the need to constantly like be out, surrounded by people, surrounded by friends. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm at every event here on campus, like every service, every prayer. I'm there taking all the pictures, doing all the things. I will be there. But outside of the things that I have to be at, like, it's rare for me to just like be out and be out late. I'm not out late. I go to bed by no later than 11. Well, I go to sleep no later than 11. I need to be in my dorm, in my bed by like 9:30. And so because of that, I feel like for me, it's a little easier to like make that time for myself, because I will tell people like, no, I don't want to hang out because I want to go to my room to get ready for bed. Not that I don't want to hang out. That was worded wrong. But I'm not afraid to be like
maybe not right
you
now.
guys go have fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my dorm. But again, I mean, that's easier for me to say because like I'm just not an extremely social person. So I don't have an issue being like, no, like I don't want to do that today. I'm good. I'm gonna go to my dorm.
Yeah.
And because I'm the type of person that I need my alone time. I need my personal time to recharge. So I mean, I feel like the way that I make that happen is that I just say no to hanging out with friends.
No, but it's like you're saying it, and like it's not that easy thing to do. It's not that easy because a lot of people can't say no. Like they feel like they have to be out all the time.
I know,
and it's like they come back, they're so tired for the next day. They're like, oh yeah, I didn't want to go, but I didn't want to seem mean or anything. And it's not really mean. It's just you don't have to be out all the time. Like a thing this semester, a lot of people were like, Catherine, I forgot like you were even here.
No.
You're like, you're always like at work or in your room. And I was like, yeah.
You know, and the thing too, well, for one, I'm also older. I'm 25. So I feel like I lived my years of always wanting to be out.
I think I'm like,
when I was 19, 20, oh my gosh, I was the life of the party. I was always out. I was always making plans. I hated being home. But now that I'm like, I know I'm still young, but I'm a little older, especially for a freshman in Bible college.
Yeah, for the 19-year-olds, you're like,
I'm old. And so for me, again, like I don't feel the need to constantly be out. But also I feel like you said, I feel like there's like seasons, because your first semester, I feel like you were out a little more.
Yeah.
This semester, maybe you weren't. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like it was kind of the same for me. I feel like I had a mix. Like I was out sometimes, most of the time I wasn't. But I feel like there's going to be those seasons where maybe God wants you to socialize more and go out more and hang around people that are going to encourage you or build you up or push you closer to God or whatever. And then there are going to be seasons where maybe God wants you to just have that alone time and spend time with yourself, but obviously ultimately spend time with God.
Yeah.
And I feel like you said, a lot of people struggle with saying no or feeling like they always need to be out or always want to be with their friends. But like you're going to have to learn that balance, because with that also comes lack of prioritizing the right things, prioritizing homework, assignments, prioritizing your walk with God. When you're constantly out, then you become less organized and lose priorities.
Just it's a plastic bag, really. Like that's what you. I know, because I remember my first semester, like probably the first month or two, I was like, because I'm very introverted. Like it doesn't show that much sometimes at all. But I'm very introverted. Yeah. And I told myself, I was like, I can't start the semester introverted because I'm going to finish the entire 4 years introverted. Yeah. So I forced myself to be like, okay, let me go out. Let me make friends. That when it comes time when I want to be introverted, I can be like,
that's so real. That's so real.
You can go out. I'm good. You can bring me back something if you want. I'll order something and you can. I can't. But like, I know like the times, and I remember like during experience week, where I was interacting with all these the students, and because I was a dorm host, I think it was called, and I was out, I was doing all the things, I was staying up.
That was a rough week, girl.
I kid you, I told you about it. I was like, I just collapsed on the walls. I was like, so much.
I didn't feel that.
Yeah, I told you. No, like I'm beyond the wall. I was like, people think I was like praying or something. No.
Oh, Catherine! Oh my God! I totally understand. I don't blame you at all. That's so sad.
And I took the biggest nap.
As you should.
I just didn't wake up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great.
That week was so exhausting.
It was so much, especially compared to like this semester where I was like, I was really like keeping to myself a lot. I was more in my room. So when I did like just a burst of all that energy, I was like, I need to go home. I was like, Mom.
That's so real. I was like,
it's so real. I called my mom. I was like, this is not fun.
Yeah, we had no other option but to be extroverted.
Okay. I was like, the will of God or whatever.
Hey, it is hard being an introvert at a Bible college. Let me tell you. It's hard.
Because of social life.
Yes.
Because I think because they can't, there's really, I wouldn't say nothing else to do, but there's like not that much to do. So the things they can do, they exhaust it.
Yep.
Always
Very
going out to eat. All the pickleballs. I've never heard that one. I've never heard that word so much since I've been here.
I didn't even know what it was till I came here.
Same. I did not know it existed. I called one of my friends back home and I was like, do you know pickleball? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh, so I just didn't do anything. I was that introverted. I was like, they were just playing. I was like, oh, okay.
That's crazy.
They go so like funny. Probably 3 times a week, and they're like doing all of that. They're just randomly going to the store. They're just like, oh, I want to drive. Let's. I was like,
Walmart's the place to be at CLC.
Oh yeah,
that's what we do for fun.
Your first. Yeah, quite literally. Walmart, Target. Like I've had people like just go to Target.
Yeah,
just because they want to walk around. Yeah, I'm like, this is Bible college for y'all.
No, literally, that's how we go crazy here.
Like we're really turning it up. Me and my friends had like a pillow fight in the section of Target. That was the highlight of my week from church stuff.
Wow, Catherine, you're so carnal.
Really turning it up.
That's wild. I
was like, that is what we do, and people are like, Catherine, like, I was like, I found that so fun. That fed my dopamine for like
no, for real.
And I was like, I don't need to go anywhere else. Like I'm chilling. I was like, they're like, Catherine, you want to go out again? I was like, no, we played pillow fight at Target yesterday.
That's all I needed.
That's it. What else do you guys need from me? Yeah, like I'm fine. Bethany,
yes,
you are our freshman right now, but freshman and sophomore secretary. For Senate.
That's crazy, Catherine. We're not going to be freshmen anymore. We're not going to be the babies.
I know. People are saying babies. I'm more sad about the fact that I can't tell people no because in the rule book it says I can't date.
Oh, that is not what I was expecting you to say.
That's the only thing I'm really sad about.
That's so valid.
Like now I have to be like, oh, I don't want to.
That's
not that the rule book says I can't.
That's so funny. That
like
is
I
so
don't
real.
have that
so
wall.
Freshman.
I really would consider it. I can't even pray about it because it's a rule.
Okay, for those who have no idea, at CLC, you were advised not to date if you are a freshman.
You are prohibited. That's what the rule book says.
Well, some people have broken the rule. Not gonna say any names. It's fine. I mean, I personally don't care, but I mean, I think it's a great role to have. Honestly,
it is. I know in terms of being a freshman, especially because a lot of them come straight out of high school.
Yes.
So they really want you to focus on your walk with God, and I don't think they care about people who have been to university or have been working for a few, like they don't care.
But it really it distracts you, and like when you come to Bible college, you're coming to focus on God.
Yeah. And that first year is so important.
Yeah.
Because if you lose that first year, it sets your trajectory for the entire 2 or 4 years that you stay here.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good rule. I did use it as a wall for a lot of things.
That's so funny. But, that was a little side note.
Yeah. But like, so I know you are the freshman and sophomore secretary. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are so honored, and I know you don't want to be put on a pedestal, but we do look up to you because you're so organized and put together. It's literally when we like talk, like think about who to like vote in, and people are like praying about it. The number one thing is that, wow, she's just so put together.
Oh, I do not feel put together on the inside.
You look at face value.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
You're put together. With God's help, you're put together.
That's so
but like I know. And we shouldn't put you on a pedestal, which leads me into my next thing. A lot of people tend to compare themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, this person like seems more called, or their calling seems more important, or they seem like they're this person's son or daughter, and then you're like, or they pray this much, and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I know how easy it is to be like, oh, I think I should be better, and sometimes it can be a good thing. Like if you're not if you don't have a spiritual life, it's good to like have that challenge to be like to be better.
Definitely.
But sometimes when you're good, then there's really like no stopping point. There's always like you're continuously moving. But sometimes when you're okay, like your walk with God is good, you look over and you're like, but they're
Like,
doing
man,
this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you deal with that? Like, do you have that issue?
I actually very much struggle with comparing myself.
Oh.
Very much so. So I don't know if I'm the best person to answer this question.
No, it's fine. You are.
But I'm saying that to say that even though I may look very put together, or there's other people out there that you're like, oh, like they're this pastor's kid and they're called to ministry and they just look so perfect, they worship so perfect, and they're used in this and that. Yeah. Everybody has their issues. Everybody has their struggles. Nobody is perfect. And I am so far from perfect. And just because I'm organized does not mean that I don't have a million other struggles, because I promise you I do. Mm-hmm. But I do know that comparison can be very much a pride thing, especially without even realizing it. Insecurities can be a source of pride. When you think of pride, it's like you think of this like haughty, arrogant, super cocky person that's always super boastful and like acts like they're all it. But pride is it is that, but it can come in so many subtle ways that you would never even realize. And I know that comparison can be a pride thing because you're wanting to be like someone else that God did not call you to be. God called you to be you. He called you to do what he wanted you to do, not what so-and-so is doing. And like you said, though, if you're comparing yourself in a man, there's so much more spiritual than me type of way, well, then let that push you. Let that push you to be more spiritual. Instead of looking at it and being like, man, like, they're just doing this. They're so much better than me and they're doing that. Instead, be like, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. Not in a way of like, oh, so I can get above them. No, but if they're in the prayer room at 5 a.m. every morning, even though that's really hard, push yourself to do that. Be like, I'm going to start getting up at 5 a.m. And it doesn't have to be every single day, but start in little increments. But that can lead into a whole nother story or subject, but let it push you. But if it's not in a sense of, oh, there's so much more spiritual than me, like if it's in a different kind of comparison, a way of like, oh, like what am I doing wrong, or they're doing this and I'm just over here just barely making it, like don't allow your focus to be on trying to be like that person. Let your focus be on bettering yourself for the kingdom and being who God has called you to be, because God did not call Catherine to be like Bethany. God did not call Bethany to do what Catherine is doing. Like, he has two completely different callings for us. He has completely different callings for everybody. And so, but comparison is so, I feel like it's such a strong struggle here at Bible College specifically, because like everyone is here to better themselves. Everyone is here with the same goals and the same mindset. I mean, similar mindset, similar goals. We're all here to do the will of God. But because of that, and there's just so many people around you, because of that, it's so easy to compare yourself. Even in the altar when worshiping, like, oh man, like this person's worshiping like that. Like, should I be up in the front, or should I be worshiping this way? Or this person is sitting in the front of class. Should I be sitting up there? And it's so easy. And I struggle with it. I do. I will be the first to admit that I very much struggle with comparing myself to others. But I have to remind myself that is a source of pride. And God did not call me to be like everybody else. Yeah. He wants me to worship the way he wants me to worship, not the way Catherine's worshiping. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But
yeah, because I know, like, I remember someone made this statement to me. They're like, when during the elections for freshman or sophomore senate, they're saying that, oh, someone said they saw me in the prayer room when I pray, and they pray really loudly, like someone was telling someone else. And I was like in my head, I was like, not that, oh, I want someone to notice me. I was like, I don't really pray that loudly. Yeah. If anything, I pray like sometimes really casually, and it confuses me a lot because I feel really bad sometimes. I'm like, am I being disrespectful to God? Because sometimes I'm like, God, what's up?
No,
like a lot of my prayer life involves like me saying, hey, like, this is what's going on. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll pray for like I don't know. I think like passion was something I prayed about because I thought I was like not that passionate because I was like, I'm not that loud. I'm like chilling. Everyone's like really like even like student body prayer.
Yeah.
I would feel so like different.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, she's so different. No, not exactly.
No.
And like I felt just really weird.
Yeah.
Not like it's not just me. Like a lot of people are the same way. But I'm like, I would be like probably reading my Bible or like I would just talk like really casually to God, and then I'm like,
everyone else is like,
quite literally, and I'm like, and you'll have like someone up there being like, oh yes, really push through, and I'm like, yeah, God, you know what I mean, like, and
then this happened today, God,
and I'm like, I really don't understand, like I know this said this like a thing in the word, or I'm like, oh, I have this friend like she backslid, and I really would like you to like bring her back and etc. But that's like I pray, and I'm like, I look around, I'm like should I be like this? Or something, like I don't know. No, it's so like bad, but I really had to like check myself. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I know like in spiritual formation, like we really learn like how to pray.
Yes,
having that personal like relationship with God, that class helped me so much.
Yeah,
especially in that sense, because I'm like, I would really just look around and be like, oh, I need to be praying this loudly because maybe I don't know. I was like, do I have like don't have that much emotion in my prayer?
No.
But like if I really something I had to like really I guess I check myself on and be comfortable in my walk with God and what I'm not called to do, but what I've cultivated in my relationship with God. But I really want to touch on something you said about us having different callings. Like I know there's a lot that goes on in CLC. As we said before, we have the different associations, we have different classes we have to do, we have or different degrees that we're doing, and then we have like church stuff, and then we have personal stuff. How do you know, and this is something someone told me to do, how do you know when to like say no to ministries? Because I know you talked about like saying like no to social stuff. Yeah. But in terms of ministry, sometimes people feel really bad because they're like, oh, I'm supposed to like help out in church. Yeah. How do you know when to say no? Because I did chorale, I did choir, I do a lot of music stuff because I'm a music major. And then the association, so for music association, how do you know like which one be like, okay, maybe not this time? Yeah. And I know like sometimes they like close to the end of the semester they like not have people for certain things. People like left or they're doing something else and they need other persons and they'll call you and be like, hey, can you do this? Yeah. How do you not like overwhelm yourself?
That's a really good question. And that is something that I struggled with a lot. I feel like before even coming to CLC, I got really burnt out from ministry. And so I feel like that's kind of the answer to that question is if it's bringing you to the point to where you are burnt out and to where you are like almost dreading being a part of ministry, then I feel like it's time to like step back and say no. If it's distracting you from God or if it's taking up the place of your private devotion, then it's too much. And if it's just starting to consume you and you're losing priorities, then I feel like it's definitely more than okay to say no or to say maybe next semester or maybe next time. Yeah. Even if it's as simple as if you're on a chorale team saying no for a service, just being like, hey, look, like I just need a service for myself. And it's very easy to get burnt out in ministry. But if it's bringing you to that point to where you don't even enjoy it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's going to be times to where we don't feel like singing or, for me, taking photos. There's so many times I'm like, man, I just don't want to take photos today. But so I don't mean it in like, oh, every time you just don't feel like it, say no. No, like you got to push yourself sometimes. You got to push back your flesh. But if it's to the point where you are just burnt out, you're exhausted and it's hindering your walk with God and you're just dreading it every service, then say no. Say, I'm so sorry, but I need to focus on my walk with God and I'm going to have to take a break from this. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. That's my opinion.
I love it because that's what we're here for. We're here to like prioritize our walk with God. That's above all
Yeah.
Because maybe sometimes we don't even know our calling. Like we're just we're just trying to follow the will, like trying our best to help out in church.
Yeah.
And that's good. It's not bad to help out, but it's also not bad to say no sometimes, as you said, and just like be like, hey, God, maybe not this time. Like I know if I go up right now, I'm not gonna give you my all. Right. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. Just I mean, clearly when you see a pattern, maybe don't like all the time be like, oh no. If you see like 3 no's in a row, maybe you say yes. Maybe you're like, okay, maybe this is me.
Yeah.
Like especially if you're not doing anything else, you're like, okay, maybe I'm the problem this time. But I really do think you covered that perfectly. And I do have one more question for you. Completely, not really off topic, but kind of off topic.
I'm not good with on the spot questions.
What is something you did not expect coming to Bible college?
Okay.
Take you by storm.
Well, there's so much that can go into that. Okay, one thing that sticks out to me, one thing that I did not expect is for how quickly, but also how much God would start to reveal things in me that I didn't even know were there, that like I need to fix in myself, or that I need to heal from, or that I need to change. As soon as I started coming here, there was just like so many things where I was like, oh my gosh, like I did not realize I struggled with that, or I didn't realize that I have that wound there. I didn't realize I still have to heal from that. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it was like instantaneously, and it was like over and over, and I was like, but I'm so thankful. Yeah. And another one, I feel like I believe, because Pastor Lopez was sharing with us in our spiritual formation class, that there is truly an open heaven over this school because of how many intercessors for decades have been a part of this church and a part of this college. And I very much believe that, because the amount of peace at this college is like insane. I've never felt this much peace anywhere else. But because of that, I feel like I've had so many prayers like almost instantaneously answered here. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm here, if it's because of the open heaven over this college. I don't know if it's just a season where God is just answering my prayers and I'm so thankful. But I feel like ever since I came here, I don't know, it just seems like my prayers just seem to get answered. Even if they're not necessarily answered according to what I wanted, they're answered how they should have been answered according to God's will, and I'm so thankful for that. But I feel like they're just answered so much quicker, and it's just being here has just changed my life. I love CLC with my whole entire heart. I will forever rave about CLC. I think it's the best place on earth. I literally was crying in the chapel earlier because I'm just like so thankful that God brought me here, and just so thankful for all that He's done.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That is something I also like didn't expect. I remember when we did the all-night prayer meeting for spiritual formation, and he was asking like just stuff that we've either learned or just come across, and that was one thing I realized, like being here, and especially like probably this semester, because I really like honed in on like my prayer life and everything. Yeah. When I realized like how quickly God answers questions, like I was like I wouldn't even like be praying about it really. I'd just be walking in and be like, God, what on earth is this? And like, can you please like tell me what I'm supposed to do right now? And literally like in the minute, or like the hour, or like the next day, I'm like, like for me, like now, if I don't get an answer like within like maybe a week, that's for real, me pushing it. Like God, we have a bond right now. If you don't like talk to me like the next week, I'm like, I'm like, am I a problem right now? Like, do I need to work on something? Yeah, is it me? What do I do? Because I'm like, right now you're like on a nice little delivery time, like overnight delivery Amazon. I was like, okay, but like that's something and I love it so much. And even though, as you said, like sometimes I don't want to like answer. I was like, maybe that is God's will, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. but the fact that I've come to this realization that, like, yeah, he does like care and listen and really want me to be better and for me my life to move along with his will. And I'm like, that's kind of so cool.
I know.
So much.
Yeah.
You're so amazing. But like, yeah, that is something else I didn't expect, and I just think that's really cool. And I hope I get used to it, but I hope it never goes away.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Like, even when I leave here, I'm like,
I was like, is this just a seasonal thing, or is
and like when I leave CLC for the summer, I was like, please stop. I really want to hear your voice, please.
It's so real. And I've heard other people say the same thing, that they just feel like they can hear God so much easier here. So it's definitely, it's not just us. Like, it's a thing. Yeah. And I'm just so thankful. God is so good. I'm
so happy. He is so good. That's so amazing.
So thankful.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for you, Catherine. I love you. You're just the best. And I'm so glad you're coming back next year, because you really had me thinking that you weren't coming back. Just coming back. Coming back to do more podcasts.
I promised a podcast setup, so I have to deliver. Yeah. New and better things.
And you're going to Alaska, and I'm going to Alaska.
Oh my goodness. Are you excited?
I am excited. I have a lot of emotions, but I am excited. I don't do good with unknowns and change.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge planner. I like to know every detail about every little thing. And there's not many details with this.
I know. I'm kind of the same. Like, even like with my packing, I'm like, I don't know what to put in that bag.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
I like to this day, like I did a video on like clothes I'm gonna bring to Alaska, but then in the video I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna bring like half. I don't even know what to pack.
I don't either.
Like, I need to know how cold. Am I bringing more like layering stuff? I don't know.
I don't either, and it's really stressful.
But it's okay. We're gonna go and we're gonna do it.
And God is gonna take care of us.
He's gonna walk with us, hold our hands. It's gonna be great. I can't wait, and I'm really happy that you came here today.
I love you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to all of Catherine's audience. If you guys like to watch vlogs, not Catherine,
guys,
you can watch ADHD and Betherz.
I'm gonna plug you so hard. She's the best vlogger ever.
That is not true. My vlog is really long.
And that's fine. I love it.
Oh,
I literally love that. Like, I'll put it on and just do whatever else.
Really?
Yes. That's like, I'm like that kind of person when it comes to like I wouldn't say influencer, but content creators.
Yeah.
I like having someone to listen to as I do like my day-to-day stuff.
Oh,
my gosh.
There's a new one coming out soon.
Is it a finals week one or?
Yeah. It's like it's like the last few services, like the senior chapel, the last Friday real time, finals week, and moving out. So it's already 43 minutes and it's not even finished.
Oh, that's fine.
So like, it's just watch it in place of an episode or a movie.
Clean your room or something.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. Like, this won't come out till like July, but they can still watch it.
You should post it on my birthday. My birthday is July 7th.
I got you. Perfect. What a perfect way to end the episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.